Hello YouTube chess lovers and my friends, this is Gunjan here. Have you ever imagined that once in a lifetime you play a game where you attack to your opponent from the starting point, and even though, let's say, your 1, 2 or maybe 3 to 4 pieces are hanging, and still instead of capturing those pieces your opponent try to save his king, so his king will run like a hell, and after all the deep calculations and big tactical blows you caught his king. I think that kind of feeling will give you a satisfaction which no other chess game can give you, and that is exactly our part of discussion today, because I'm going to show you a game which is one of my own favorite game of attacking chess, and I must tell you that this game put great impact on me. In fact, from this game I learned exactly what you mean by real chess. To give you a brief history, this game was played way back in 1974 between Rafael Vaganian and Viktor Kupreichik, Soviet Union Championship. In the game, Vaganian was white, and Vaganian started with the move d4, and Kupreichik reply with the knight to f6. So it's a standard moves, and here comes one of my own favorite opening, which is bishop to g5. So you can see it's attacking the knight and try to cripple the black pawns, and Kupreichik here choose one of the aggressive reply of the black, and he played c5. So it's counter attacking the white center, and of course Vaganian played d5, so grabbing the space, and here comes a very logical move by Kupreichik, which is queen to b6. Now you can see, because white has moved his bishop in early stages, it's very logical for black to attack on the b2 square, which is the weakest spot right now in the white camp. But here comes a big surprise to the Kupreichik, because here the first time a gambit occurs, which in fact the name has been given Vaganian gambit, and Vaganian played this amazing move, which is knight to c3, so completely gambiting the pawn. And at first sight it doesn't look like white has any compensation, and Kupreichik, of course, when he was facing this gambit first time, he decided to test the white idea by capturing the pawn. And now you can see the white knight is hanging, so the only logical reply here for the white is bishop to d2, and from here onwards now you will see every single move of the white will attack the black, and we will see a great fireworks. So the first thing you can notice is black cannot play a very random moves. For example, if black can play g6, white can immediately play this rook to b1, so attacking the queen. Queen has only one place to go, so after queen to a3, knight to b5, you can see this knight is not only attacking the queen, but it's also eyeing the c7 square. And the thing is, the queen cannot go to the critical square a5, because the white bishop has been eyeing on that square, so white at least will be an exchange up. So that's why it's very important at this point that black has to retrieve his queen, and Kupreichik play queen to b6, and here comes the whole idea of gambiting the pawn. So white has gambit a pawn to make a very fast development in the center and take out the pieces very fast. So here comes e4. So now you can see if it has been allowed, then Vaganian will play e5 and embarrass the knight. So Kupreichik stopped that by playing d6, but now comes the another amazing move, which is f4. So now Vaganian forced the issue with the f4. So now e5 is definitely on the card. I have shown you here by the arrow that if the knight to d7 will happen, then white can play knight to f3, and again e5 will be there. So there is no way black can stop this. So after a long thinking, Kupreichik decided to play g6. So he decided to counter this attack with the rapid fast development of his own pieces. But nevertheless, e5 comes, so it's attacking the knight. So first black capture that pawn, and after white recapture, black plays knight to d7, attacking the e5, and white carrying out the piece development. So right now you can see white has a tremendous piece development, and not only that, white has an amazing center. So these two pawns are exerting great pressures on the black camp. Here Kupreichik decided to play bishop to g7, so now he's attacking the e5 square, and here the bombarding starts. So white start with the move rook to b1. So now it's attacking the queen. Now you can see queen cannot go to the a5 square, then otherwise it has to face the discovery. Or if the queen goes to c7, then he has to face this move, which is d6. So now you can see it's attacking the pawn, attacking the queen, and if black take the pawn, then he has to face this move. Knight is not only attacking the queen, but it's also attacking the critical dc square, which comes with a check, and black king will be misplaced. So of course at this point queen has only one square, which is queen has to go back to d8, and that was exactly played in the game. And here the fireworks start with the move e6. So you can see right now the pawn is attacking the knight and the f7 square. So black decided to first capture this one of the pawn, but here he has to face an amazing move over here, which is knight to g5. And now you can see this knight, if it has been allowed, then it will go to the e6 and it will fork the queen and the bishop. So black somehow has to respond to this, and in the game black played knight to f6. So it's very logical. The bishop is now protecting the pawn. So knight, if the knight cross e6 happen, then black will capture the knight. Here Vaganian play first of all this amazing move, which is bishop check. You can see if any minor pieces, for example bishop or the knight, comes in between the check, then again knight e6 will be happen, and that will fork queen and the bishop. So that's why poor Kupreichik has to play this move, which is king to f8. But now Vaganian captured the pawn, and now you can see it's indeed threatening knight to f7. So of course there is no way black can stop this. So black decided to counter this with the move a6. Now it's very logical, because let's say if the knight f7 happen, then the idea of the black is to capture that bishop and then capture the knight in the corner. So at least it will have a rook for the two pieces. But however, this is not the Vaganian idea. Vaganian at this point played an amazing move. I give you a few seconds. Can you find an amazing move over here? And the amazing move is bishop to e3. Now first thing is white queen is attacking the black queen, and not only that, white has ignored the threat of pawn takes bishop. Now when we start our chess, there is a general rule of chess is when you are attacking, you do not want to exchange your queen. So you want your queen to be participate in the attack. But here this is one of the good exception, because Vaganian clearly see that if the queen has been exchanged, then the resulting position is very much favorable to the white. So let's see what happens if here black take the queen. So for example, queen cross d1, then white will simply recapture the queen, and now you can see black does not have any time to capture this bishop, because the rook check comes into the picture. So for example, if black greedily capture the bishop over here, then white can play rook check, and after knight comes in between, white can simply castle over here, again giving a check, and after bishop to f6, white can play this move, which is rook takes c8. And see the position of the white. Not only white is exchanged up, but see the retarded position of the black pieces. They all are sitting it backwards. That's why exchanging in the queen will be a bad idea for the black, and that's why very wisely Kupreichik decide to play this move, which is queen to a5. Now you can see right now there are two pieces are hanging of the white. So bishop is hanging and knight is hanging, and a normal player, or let's say even 2000 plus player, will think, okay, I have to defend one of my piece. But GM Vaganian is a very amazing attacking player, and he come out with a very amazing move, which is castle. And I can demonstrate over here, black cannot even touch those pieces. So for example, if queen cross c3, then we have queen to d8, checkmate. So that's the first thing, first piece cannot be captured. And second is, if the a captures b5, then after rook captures, the queen has to stay in this diagonal to stop the mate. So the only logical square left is queen to c7, but afterwards we have knight to d5. So again attacking the queen. Please note this piece is right now pinned, so knight cannot capture this knight. So the queen has to go either to d8 or e5. If queen goes to d8, then we have a very good simple line which can run like this. So first I will play this amazing move, which is rook takes f6, and after bishop takes f6 we have knight to f7, so attacking queen and a rook. So it's very logical, queen has to play queen to d8, so it's counter attacking the rook. But after knight to d6, not only protecting the rook but also attacking the queen, so the black has to forcefully capture the knight. And after bishop to h6 check, bishop to g7, queen to f3 check, king to g8, and knight to f6 check, it's forking the king and a queen, so black has to capture this knight. And after queen takes f6, you can see the mate is threatened on g7, and the amazing part is black cannot defend. You can see all these squares, queen has not allowed to gain access on the squares. See the wonderful position of the white. That will happen if queen to d8 has been played. The most logical square looks like queen to e5, but here again white can play this move, which is bishop to c5, and it's a time for the group photo. See, it's a dream position of any attacking player. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 PCs are on the 5th rank of the opponent, and all the PCs of the opponent are sitting behind, or they are sleeping. A simple line can be run like this. So if the black queen captures the one of the PCs of the white, then white can play this move, which is bishop check, and after king goes to g8, white can play this move, knight to f6, and no matter how it captured, whether it's captured by the queen or the bishop, the mate has been threatened and black king will not survive longer. So after considering all this, at this point Kupreichik decide to play this move, which is h6, and it's time to pause for a moment. You can see right now black is attacking 3 PCs of the white. So right now this knight is hanging, and this knight is hanging, and this bishop is hanging. But see the attacking ability of Vaganian, and Vaganian completely ignored these 3 pieces and goes for this wonderful move, which is queen to d3. And now you can see the idea is very simple. So white wants to play queen cross g6 and then mate the black king on f7, and the question is how the black going to defend this. So for example, if here black greedily capture this h cross g5, then white can play this move, queen cross g6, and at first sight it looks like black has defended the position after bishop cross e6, but this checkmate. So you can see this knight cannot capture the queen, so that's why h cross g6 is not possible. So that leads to the only possibility left, which has been played in the game by the Kupreichik, which is king to g8. But nevertheless white continues with the queen cross g6, and again you can see black cannot capture the knight. If black foolishly capture the knight, then we have checkmate in 3. So it's a very simple one. First of all, queen check, and after king goes to the h7, we have a bishop check. And okay, black can play some pieces in between, but that's not a logical way. The only square left for the black king is to h6, and then white can checkmate. So that's why still, even at this position, after queen cross g6, black cannot touch either of the 3 pieces. So the only thing left for the black is to play this move, which is bishop cross e6. It's okay, black has given up a piece, but you can see right now white's 2 pieces are also hanging. So probably Kupreichik thought that if I can get rid of that pawn, then I can save my mate, and then I can look for some kind of counter. But Vaganian diffused everything with a style. So he first of all played this move. So knight takes e6. So now you can see the mate has been threatened, so the only move left is rook to h7. But after this, I give you a few seconds. Can you spot an amazing move over here? And the move is rook takes f6. Bam! And you can see right now again the three pieces are hanging, but black cannot capture either of the three pieces because queen to e8 and mate has been threatened. And in the game, Kupreichik played the last move, which is knight to d7, but after bishop takes d7, see the beauty about this game. Throughout this game, black was threatening to capture at least 2 to 3 pieces, but the end, when he resigned, white's all pieces are on the board, including the queen, and black doesn't get even time for capturing a one piece. So this was one of the very amazing game by the Vaganian, which teaches how actually you can have a real attack on the opponent. I still hope that one day I'll play a game like this, and I think that will be dream of many of us. I hope you enjoy and learn a very good attacking game. Please feel free to comment on my video, and I'll meet you soon.